Hey everyone, my name is Nora, and I'm one of the mental health specialists here at the Metro Y, and I want to welcome you back to our at-home SEL activity series. In the last video, we talked about what it means to offer a helping hand and how it could impact our well-being and make us feel good. If you missed that video, feel free to check it out. Today, we'll discuss what a positive role model looks like, and we'll also explore some of the characteristics that make a great role model. Join me today as we discuss this important topic together. And of course, we'll make an awesome project all in the comfort of your own home. So if you're ready, let's get started. So, what is a role model, you might be asking? Well, a role model is someone you look up to or admire. A role model sets a positive example through their actions and words. Role models can help you make good choices and be your best self. They don't have to be famous people. They can be people in your everyday life. I mean, of course, there are some famous athletes and musicians that we look up to, but it's important to recognize the role models in your everyday life. So let's talk about the characteristics of a good role model. A good role model shows others how to be their best self through their words and actions. So let's review this table together. So inside the table, we can see some of the characteristics being that they're kind to others, they're honest and trustworthy, they listen and show respect, they make others feel included, they stand up for what's right, they encourage and support others, and finally, they help people without expecting anything back. Essentially, a good role model is someone who inspires you to grow, do the right thing, and treat others with kindness. They lead by example even when no one is watching, and they remind us that being a good person is something we can practice every day. So let's talk about some inspiring people and who those people might be. So it can be a family member who always supports you. It could be a teacher or coach who believes in you, a friend who stands up for others, a neighbor who helps out in the community, a school counselor or a mentor, a person who makes others feel included, someone who volunteers or helps others in need, and a person who makes others feel included. So, as you can see from this list, role models really can be the people we see and work with on a daily basis. I know for me, my fourth grade teacher was a huge role model for me. He always supported me, believed in me, and made me feel like I was smart and capable of doing anything. He inspired me, and he was definitely a huge role model in my life. So you might be asking, what are we going to make today? Well, let me show you. For our activity today, you're going to identify some inspiring people in your life. As you can see on the screen, I have three shapes with three different role models inside. I identified my mom, my older brother, and my old mentor from my very first job. Just so you understand what we're going to make today, let me read you what I wrote for each role model. So starting with my mom, I put she's always there for me, always a listening ear. She's kind, loving, and caring, and she never gave up on me. For my older brother, I put that he is so creative, which is very inspiring to me. He's kind, funny, and supportive. He always helped me with my homework, and his talent for art and music is something else that I find very inspiring and that I look up to. And then the last person I picked was my old boss or mentor from my very first job. And he always pushed me and encouraged me to grow. He was a great listener and extremely supportive. He made me feel empowered and capable, and he made me feel welcomed, like I belonged there. So essentially, this is what we're going to make today. So you will need some pretty basic art supplies for this project. So you'll need a plain piece of paper or construction paper, whatever you prefer to use and whatever you have available to you at home. You'll also need a pencil or a pen. And finally, you'll need some coloring materials, which can be colored pencils, markers, or crayons. So whatever you like to use best and whatever is available to you at home. So feel free to pause the video now to get the supplies you need for our project. All right, well, if you have everything you need, we can get started. So step 1, using a pencil, draw 3 large shapes on your piece of paper. It can be any shape or design you want it to be. You can make circles, squares, triangles, or even hearts. And make sure you have enough room on your paper to draw all 3 shapes. So feel free to pause the video now to work on this step. All right, so let's get into step 2. Inside your 3 shapes, I want you to identify 3 people who inspire you. Remember, it can be someone like a teacher, a supportive family member, coach, school counselor, after-school counselor, a tutor, anyone that you see or work with on an everyday basis. You can also pick someone famous like an athlete, musician, or favorite actor, but allow yourself to take some time to think about who your role models really are. If you remember what mine looked like, I picked my mom, my older brother, and my old mentor from my first job. So I kept it more of the everyday people in my life, but maybe there's 2 people you want to talk about that you work with and you see on an everyday basis, and maybe it is your favorite athlete or musician. Whatever you want, because again, this is your project. So now we are heading into step 3, which is time to personalize your projects. Using coloring materials like colored pencils, crayons, or markers, you can color your shapes in. Maybe consider using specific colors, designs, or graphics that remind you of the person you picked. When I colored my mom's circle, I used her favorite color, which is purple. And for my brother, I picked green because green is his favorite color. So remember, this is your project. Have fun and enjoy yourself. You can always pause the video to color in your shapes and personalize your project. And finally, we are on to step 4, which is me congratulating you for an awesome job today in completing your project. I hope you feel proud of yourself for the hard work you did today, and I would consider showing someone in your family the amazing work you did today. Maybe during your next family meal or when you're driving to soccer practice, talk about the role models you selected and why you picked them. You can also find a special place in your home to display your inspiring people. I know I sent a text to my mom and my brother showing them what I made, and the response I got was awesome. They were so grateful and humbled that I picked them as my role models. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you had an enjoyable time with me today and learned something new. And as always, stay tuned for more at-home SEL activities. And if you missed any of our other videos, feel free to check them out. Thanks, guys.